Howdy guys, how we doing? Welcome back to another video of Westland Survival and welcome to update 8.0. Here we go. So this is the big pet system rework. So basically the system has been completely reworked based on our feedback to make it easier, fun and more engaging. So for now, you don't need to feed your pet to take it into battle. Feeding is essentially only during certain stages of the pet's life adaptation, breeding, raising the cub, and for healing, which makes things a lot more interesting. Make baits, make friends. Starting with tier 4, unlocking baits will make animals of that type aggressive. They won't attack first, which is something that we'll obviously take a look. I don't know if I'm actually up to tier 4. I think I'm still on tier 3, but anyway, more on that later. Location specific pet strengths. Wolves are stronger in forests, alpha wolves are in mines, lynxes at lakes, pumas and plateaus and mountains, dogs in bandit camps, and alligators in marshlands. So that means we can tame dogs at bandit camps. That's a new one. And obviously alligators in the marshlands, which is one thing. But interesting that we're going to be able to get alpha wolves in mines and lynxes and at lakes and things like that at specific locations, which is actually an interesting concept that they've sort of put into the whole changes to this new update. So furthermore, training and caring for your animals has also become easier, faster, and more intuitive. Easier baits. Many baits are now crafted faster. Additionally, learning a bait of a certain level will allow you to unlock all baits from the previous level for silver coins. Interesting. Better breeding. The fertility chances have been increased for all lured animals of tier 3 and higher. There is no more tier downgrade for offspring during breeding, and pets are now born at certain levels instead of always starting at level 1. That's a good quality of life change, I think. New gears. Pets, house, and bait bench and the stable can now be also improved with gears, which are called modules. These can decrease the time for important life cycles such as breeding or growing up, or improving certain characteristics of animals, and even increase the animal limit. These are just the main highlights. Even more pet enhancements are waiting for you in the game. Gear up for a wild ride of your furry companion. So this is interesting. Be keen to see exactly how this all sort of works out, but if I were to additionally swap over to the main patch notes, because I am actually here at the moment, so let's have a quick little squizzle. Some of the things, if I just sort of speed read and sort of go over and all that sort of stuff, basically means that I've just obviously read it to you guys just beforehand. So basically, they're giving us a bit more variety in where we can give us faster access to different animals, allowing you to switch to the furry companion more often, find best for various locations, and simplify the management of your pets. So things like that. So new location bonuses. So let's sort of expand on that one there. So now certain pets will be more effective in specific types of locations or regions. This gives you extra motivation to learn baits for a wide variety of animals. Being in such a location increases the animal's attack, maximum health, and current health points proportional to the maximum. So to give you an idea, wolves are plus 20% in all forests, alpha wolves are plus 10% in all mines, lynxes are 20% greater in all lakes including the bayou, and pumas 10% plus in plateaus and Denali Mountain, and dogs are 10% in bandit camps, alligators 10% in all constant marshland locations. So now they just specify pets not mentioned in the listed above don't get bonuses in any locations: ranch, canyon trail, spirit caves, and other temporary locations. There you go. There's a taunt feature as well. All pets are equally good in taking hits. Often they can be more useful in dealing damage rather than drawing the enemy's attention and losing a lot of health. Now weaker animals like boars, coyotes, wolves, and lynxes will taunt enemies less frequently, allowing your pets to attack the enemies without taking too much damage. Pumas and alpha wolves will taunt enemies a bit more often. The strongest animals, bears and alligators, thanks to the perk of improved taunt, will attract enemy attention the most, allowing you to avoid attacks more effectively. So that's an interesting option that they've sort of chosen to go with. And then there's more pet management, improving and luring learning crafting pets have been significantly revamped and making it simpler, more intuitive and more engaging. Fast baits. Naturalist Vernon has found a way to significantly accelerate your bait mastery for various animals. Once you've fully learned the baits, one type of creature up to a certain tier can now have let me read that again. So once you've fully learnt the baits of one type of creature up to a certain level, I think there's some spelling mismatch here. Basically, it allows you to do all the lower variations of your or learning all the variations of the lower end of the baits for a cost of silver. Anyway, aside from that, okay, so now you can craft tier 2 baits at the very beginning. Just skip tier 1 and a little tier 2. Tier 5 baits can now be crafted faster. Crafting baits for all wolves and lynxes have become faster. You have now up to 5 minutes to leave the location with your newly lured furry friend instead of 1.5 minutes, so that's a nice quality of life change. Henry the Stumble now sells various types of baits as well as the chests with the pet module for gold, and top naturalists of the Wild West have created universal baits that can lure any animal excluding alligators of the corresponding tier. Even better, animals lured with these baits will instantly adapt when they arrive at your home. You can obtain these baits through special events, battle passes, or by purchasing them in the in-game shop. So that's an interesting one. I would imagine in the next battle pass that's what's going to happen. So that's going to be a good insight to see how that happens a little bit later on. Okay, so increased chances of luring fertile animals. The chance for finding tier 3 pet has nearly doubled. Chance for tier 4 has increased tenfold. And additionally, chance of finding fertile tier 5 animal has slightly boosted. For bears, chances are slightly lower, but still much higher than before. Chances for finding fertile tier 3 bears have increased by 1.5 times, and tier 4 bears have a chance. Chances have increased 7-fold. So there's a lot to go through here, guys. Just to sort of give you guys a bit of an idea, they're talking about breeding improvements as well. What I'm reading from is from the actual elaborated full patch notes updates, just to give you guys a bit of an idea. There's some talk about other pet related changes, regeneration, full pet health recovery now scales with the level of your pet house. Healing crackers, easy start as I mentioned before, faster learning, easy heal, new modules, the gears as they sort of specified beforehand. Now these are other things as well. So modules for the pet house, right? So there's a medical kit, everything you need for quick pet health recovery, totem of power, simple indigenous trinket that increases the pet's damage, pet care, a well-groomed pet has more health points, balanced feed, a varied diet boosts the pet growth, toy box, various toys helps pets adapt faster, training dummy full-size figure for pet training speeds up experience gain, extended feeder, larger capacity so you've got more feeding for longer, pet bed, extra space for a pet, and the feed dispenser, the convenient design allows for efficient feed consumption. There's horse care, there's extended feeder for the horses, feed dispenser, vegetable feeder, and additional stall, which allows for an extra space for a horse. Other improvements. Now the module exchange in Silverton has been reduced by half in gold thanks to popular requests. We've improved PC controls, and there's a maximum count level has been raised to 121, and each upgrade level of sandbags and traps have its own unique visual. Okay, so there's a lot going on, a lot of changes and things like that. I just really like I said, I just want to sort of give you guys a minor update and a bit of an explanation over it. I'm just having a look if there's anything changed on our end here. I've still got a little bit to go to increase the pet level to level 4. So that's one thing I sort of need to capitalize on eventually. But let's go ahead and have a quick little squiz at the bait shop. Is this it? This is it here. So I still haven't really got any changes here, but we've got the modules. This is where the module would be. Gears for everything else, just to sort of give you guys a bit of an idea. Now we should have the other little thingamadoodle over here. If we go over here, so dishes, animals. Okay, so just want to see if there's anything that's been changed here. I don't think it has, to be perfectly honest with you guys, but I am going down the links side of things as well. So as you can see, you've got Lynx bait 4, which is slightly changed here, bait 5, and then there's obviously tier 6. So we are confirmed with tier 6 now, so tier 6 animals are available for us to lure and all that sort of stuff, and the bait side of things, you know, as you see in front of you. And then you've got the, in my case, I've got the Alaskan lynx, which is the highest level, going down to Louisiana, so on and so forth. But like I said, I've got a little bit to go with this here. And it actually shows that I can utilize the, if I wanted to get a red lynx. So Forest Lake, Foggy Lake, Mountain Lake, Shallow Lake, Bayou, and Glacier Lake. So that means I can actually lure a tier 4 with my tier 3 bait, because that's a tier 3 bait, right? And the Canadian lynx is somewhere I need to go up to Mountain Lake. No, hang on. Hold the phone. What's telling me here? I don't know. Are you? I think no. Hang on. Shallow Lake, Bayou, Glacier Lake. I have no clue. I am all sorts of confused right now. But it's telling me that I can actually get myself a red lynx. Now, are the red lynx tier 4? No, they're tier 3. Because the southern lynx is my tier 4. And then you've got tier 5, which is the Louisiana. And then tier 6 is the, what do you call it? Is the, tier 6 is the Alaskan lynx. Well, there you go. Pretty sure that's the case. But now, that hasn't really changed here. In terms of the scaling, so the scaling looks pretty much on par with everything as well, so that really hasn't changed too much. But as you can see, I've got like all these other bits and pieces and all that sort of a jazz. But I've got a bait with me, and I'll be pretty keen to see if there's any changes or anything like that has actually changed. I just want to go over and have a quick look at the horses as well, just to see if there's been any change in that space as well. So let's have a quick look at that. Alright, so as you can see, I've actually got a new cub, or a new calf that I need to pop in or populate here. At the moment I can't, unfortunately, because, well, everything is all squared up here. It's all tied up. I can't really do too much about that, which is a bit of a pain, but what can you do? At the moment, so you've got 181 in health. I think I might actually take you for now, so let's just go ahead and do that. So just a little bit more energy for me to move about, I guess, at the end of the day. Now, these are also changed in modules as well. If I wanted to gain another gear slot, it's going to cost me 100 nuggets, which we're not going to do, of course. And then I'm still needing to upgrade this to at least a tier 4, which I'm sort of on the ways to do that. Obviously, the biggest drawback for me is getting those horseshoes, so that's one thing that we're going to need to do. But it looks like they've sort of enabled us to do a little bit more now, giving us a little bit more flexibility. And I've always said this too, right? Mechanics like this obviously take a while for them to be brought up or updated in a way until the developers are ready and happy and satisfied with the progression of this. So I would feel, because there's been a rework, a mass rework to the way that the pet system has been implemented and now been re-implemented, I guess, in a way. I feel like there's going to be more emphasis and reasoning for us to have pet companions with us at all times. So, you know, just keep that in the back of your mind. As you know, as if you guys have watched my videos for as long as you have, you know I'd love to speculate and I love to sort of do that sort of stuff. So at least that you guys know what I'm thinking and what my thought process is as well along with it. But that's basically where I feel things are at, and I feel like that's something that you guys should know and just sort of preempt things as well at the same time. So at least this way you guys have more of a better chance as to when future updates roll around. You guys are better prepared in a way. Anyway, now there was some talk about Silverton as well, so we're just going to quickly go over there as well and just have a bit of a squiz and see what is what, because apparently things have changed in that sort of sense there. So I just want to have a quick little looky around. Now, have you changed? Now, I think we only get single nuggets now because the gold rush has officially completed and concluded, which is fine. I know I haven't been actually around to take any advantage of that. I just had some personal time for myself and just to do things in real life, but that's just the way it is sometimes. Now, Sam Norris, now I think he was the new fella here. Extra Rains asks, no, okay. There was someone around that we could actually ask to get certain things, so for the life of me that's escaped me now, so unfortunately that's just the way it is. Arabella hasn't actually changed, I don't think you have, to be completely fair, so that is fine. Let's just move on. And I don't think there's anything else here that I need to attention myself here with, so I think everything is all pretty standard if I'm not mistaken, but everyone else I think seems to be in the right place. So let's head over to the naturalist camp just in case if there's something there that we just need to have a bit of a squeeze on. Now I wish they actually brought this a lot closer in. That would be a lot more helpful. So yeah, something like that would be great if they could do that, but unfortunately, not the way it is. But let's head over anyway and let's just have a quick little look to see what else has changed. Do we need to do any tasks? Do we need to do any sort of challenges or anything like that? Let's speak with Mr. Vernon Rayleigh. Now, so it looks like the meterage has actually changed. Now, yeah, actually, so I think this was one thing that I neglected to sort of discuss. So now, with the animals that we like to drop into Vernon, the point structure has changed, meaning that we can scale up quicker, which basically tells us, if we look at this as a base, and as you can see I've got the links here, it's going to take us to 3,000 experience to unlock the next bait, and then so on and so forth. So as you can see here, tier 6 seems to be a mile away at 50,000, right? So the bridge between tier 3 to tier 4 doesn't look all that to be that bad, especially when you've got points ranging from 100 to 150, as you can see here with the two lynxes that I've got, right? So these two here, I've got as common, then I've got an uncommon. I don't think there's rare at the moment. Actually, it would be nice to actually see if there's a possibility or of a chance to have a a higher tier capture or a lure, I should say. So that's something that they could also do. But again, I'll sort of point it out again as we go into the area up north. But by looking at this, if you go by common, it'll appear that you can potentially get to the next tier in about 30 times that you deposit your pet to the naturalist camp. And if you find more uncommons, that'll sort of slightly accelerate the fact, just to sort of give you guys a bit of an idea. That's the way I look at it. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of give you guys a little bit of a scoopy just to sort of give you guys an idea. And I think the Henry gives us the now this is a gear or a module, as they call it. There also is the universal bait, which was another thing that was explained as well. So without having to craft or go up to the you don't have to start from base, right? So what I mean by that, let's go back real quickly to the workbook here. So what I mean and what I'm explaining is, let's say I've got halfway through, or I'm up to tier 4 or tier 5, let's say for example on the lynxes, and I want to go to or point my attention to the wolves, right? For a gold purchasing fee, it allows me to get a universal bait, which entitles me to the same tier level, but I can do it across any one of these animals, right? And that will allow you to chop and change and jump and go down different pathways to lure those type of animals. And I think what they meant was you can actually unlock the previous tiers for a silver fee, so a silver coin fee, I should say. Don't know what that looks like, but that's something that we could always explore as well at the same time, just to sort of give you guys a bit of an idea, and at least that way you guys have a bit of an option there, just so you know what that sort of looks like. So let's do that. Let's purchase the universal bait fee at 30 coin, or 30 nuggets I should say. And then I've got a an uncommon here, which for 20 nuggets doesn't seem to be a bad exchange either. These two, excuse me, I don't think you guys should be doing those. But I mean, you get a full stack for 20 for the paw can and the pet bowl. I mean, for me, I got a lot of pet bowls. So long as you've got the old road, you'll be able to get these pet bowls regardless. So I just don't see that being a plausible option, unless if you desperately need it. You got so many nuggets, then that's a different story. But let's have a quick squeeze. Keen to see what this looks like. Let's go ahead and open this. Okay, so that's a gear that I can put in. 36% to the maximum value of the feeding parameter. So depending on what level your pet enclosure is, at 36% on top of that, basically. So that's cool. That's not too bad. And I'd imagine that this would naturally update as well, so in 16 hours or less than 17 hours. And then I'm keen to actually know about these guys here as well. So do we get pet availability in the bandits camp? So that's something that I'll be interested to see as well. So I don't know whether or not if I should be using the universal pet, excuse me, the universal pet on a standard animal, or should I hang out because it doesn't really give you. So you got wolves, lynxes, alpha wolves, pumas, and bears. I think personally, and I'm not going to use this, I'm just going to hang on to it. So it allows luring animals up to tier 3, does not work on alligators, so it provides instant adaptation. So that basically means that I have accessibility to that line of animals. So I'm thinking maybe I should hang on to this universal bait for things like those dogs in the bandits camp. That's what I'm thinking. So I might actually see if we can prove that in a different video. We'll have a bit of a squeeze. If it's a fail, it's a fail. If it's a success, then hey, that's a different story altogether, right? And then we've also got the shootout event as well, which is obviously going to yield us some additional horse items, so things like that. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to actually pop these two away here. Naturally, every time I come up this way, I forget to bring a bloody pickaxe, don't I? So that's one thing I keep on forgetting to do, but that's okay. That is okay. So let's see what we got over here. Okay, let's get out this watchdog. Let's take you out too, my good sir. Now, just keen to see. Okay, so these guys can be tamed, no problem whatsoever. Now, it doesn't really tell us anything indifferent, right? So we've got the Canada links there. We know it's a level 55. We can increase it by an extra level of 10, I think. Generally, and I think you get buffs for fire modules to increase their levels beyond as well. So I think that's another thing as well to note. But what I'm looking at here, and I really wish they can sort of, maybe give us a slight change, or, I guess, give us the option to have a little bit more on the head-up display here, as you can see. So where you're seeing it can be tamed. Why not give us an option to say, possible fertility, 0 to 4, or possible rarity, from 0% to 50%, or something to that, to that extent. I know that might skew a lot of people to, try and focus on certain elements, but I mean, it might be a good way for us to, go down one pathway as opposed to another, because you might be wanting a specific animal, or pet I should say, with a higher rate of fertility, so you can utilize that and and breed more pets, or you really focus on wanting to go up the rarity scale, so you're trying to focus on that. Or maybe they can produce bespoke baits that gives us the option to have, I guess, to trigger one of those two attributes. So let's say there might be a bait that gives us a higher chance of of receiving an uncommon pet, or higher chance of giving us a better gotta head out of here, the Wendigo, will give us a better chance of having a higher fertility graded pet. So that's sort of what I'm thinking. I don't know, that's just feedback, that's just generalized feedback. I don't know, you guys let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought about that, if you guys feel like that could be something that they could look to change as a possible improvement, quality of life improvement potentially. But if not, then let's not fix what's not broken, right? Let's not fix what's not broken. Actually, that could be another thing too. If we were to do a if we were, you know, in a zone and we've taken out, let's say, all these thugs here, and they've got an animal like a dog, or, you know, something to that extent. If we take out the enemies, not so much the actual their pet, it might, you know, they should give us the option to, I'll take all those actually, to tame that pet, because you get uncommons as well. So that's another thing, you know, they could look at doing as a plausible option. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. I feel like that could be a fun way of trying to lure those, you know, like a dog as our own pet. If they're saying that we can get them in a bandit camp, well, you know, why not get them in the wild? And the task for that is we have to take down those enemies first, excluding the animal. Obviously, the animal is going to be attacking us, but if we can show or demonstrate that we can take out those bandits first, have a bait with us, then we have the potential to actually lure said animal. I feel like that's something that can be looked at. All right, now this is going to be an eeny, meeny, miny, mo kind of type of situation that we can try and lure a pet. So let's go ahead. Oh, hang on, I didn't do that right. No, I didn't do it, did I? No. Use. Okay, beautiful. So it gives us 5 minutes, okay, in order for us to head back to our ranch, as opposed to the 1.5 minutes as it was back in the past here. So I've taken the pet back to the ranch. Let's see what we've got. What I've been wanting is to get an uncommon. Okay, so cool. I've got a common tier 3, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that, because it's going to give me the luxury and the option to come over here. Actually, let's go ahead and pick out our new gear as well, or module I should say. I don't know whether or not I should be using this module right now, because I don't feel like the need to increase the pet feeder excuse me, as of yet anyway. So maybe we should probably just hold off on that. And actually, yeah, so the module's here, so it unlocks at level 4, unlocks at level 5. So for now, I think I might just hold off on that. Okay, so adaptation has been put on hold because obviously we got to feed. So if I do that, well, obviously we need it for a day's use. So you're going to take 14.5. We can obviously skip that. I'm not going to hit the skip button because I'd rather save the coinage anyway. But at least this way the pet is adapting. Now you can get modules that will improve that. So I'd imagine that this would, you know, potentially slash it up to say up to 50%. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying that it is that amount, or it could vary depending on what module we get. We don't know exactly how that works. So for now, it gives us, you know, we know it's going to take us 15 hours standard. As a tier 3, I'm assuming, if I remember correctly, the lower tiers don't take as long. Higher tiers, I would imagine, take longer, days, maybe a couple of days. So potentially those adapting modules would be a higher sought after item, and would obviously push you guys to upgrade your pet houses as well, in order for you guys to get all that stuff too, because, you know, we always want things quicker and sooner. So if we get them, then that means we, you know, we benefit. So yeah, that's it. Now the other thing to note as well, you do have a provoking trait as well. So pet attacks distract enemies and make them attack the pet for 3 seconds, but no more often than once than no more often than once in 10 seconds. So you can only do it for 3 seconds, but you got to wait 10 seconds before they do another provoke. I think that's what that means. Now I think the same for that, and that's the same for that as well, so that really hasn't changed, has it? So it doesn't look like that is the case. Now I feel like I'm going to have to upgrade or level up Bessie as well to a 65 before we can start the breeding process. I think that's a thing. I'm not too sure if that's still a thing or if that's changed or not. I'm not too sure, but as you can see, I've only got one fertility for this, and yeah, we've only got one shot at it, and if it doesn't work out, that's fine, because we can just submit it to the naturalist and be on our way, get another lynx, and repeat the process. But that's it, guys. That's going to be it for this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below for this. Have I missed anything out? Let me know. And if there's anything that you guys want to share, your thoughts and tips and stuff like that relating to this update, pop them into the comments, because it'll be helpful for everyone else, not just myself. But yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment down below, share if you can, and if you guys are new to the channel or not and you'd like to see more, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos. Alrighty guys, take it easy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.